Before Ghana attained independence, professional accounting practice was dominated by expatriates in the employment of leading commercial and auditing firms. Besides, there were not enough opportunities available locally for training and qualifying professional accountants. In the light of these constraints, and while anticipating the growing needs of the emerging nation for accounting personnel, an attempt was made to expedite the training of professional accountants in Ghana.
The institute was established by an act of parliament in 1963 as part of the process of regularizing the economy and the accounting system in Ghana. In the same year, another law was passed, Companies Act 1963, I think it's Act 179. And that brought into being a system of regularizing the economic and financial aspects of Ghana's economy. And the Institute of Chartered Accountants Act was passed to address some of the issues that might arise. Original membership was, I think, 43. Most of them were foreigners. But I recall that there was the late Harry Dodu, R.S. Amegashi. He was also a member, as the Ghanaians among the lot. But the rest were mainly Europeans.
Those who formed the nucleus of the institute were primarily qualified professionals from the UK bodies, that is, ICAEW and ICA Scotland, the Society of Incorporated Accountants SIA, and Association of Certified and Corporate Accountants ACCA. Notably, Dr. R.S. Amegashi and J.D. Barnes, all of blessed memory. Dr. R.S. Amegashi became first president of the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana.
Dr. R.S. Amegashi, who was then senior lecturer at School of Administration, University of Ghana, approached Mr. Kojo Botsio, who was then the Minister for Education, and explained to him the need for formation of Accountancy Institute. They approached the then Prime Minister, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, who readily accepted it.
It started from Kumasi as a course department of Kumasi College of Technology. At that time, it was Kumasi College of Technology. The name was changed to KNUST today, as you see, as Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. And then later was transferred to Accra, there's a College of Administration, University of Ghana. Then the name was changed again to School of Administration. And then later it was changed again, University of Ghana Business School. And that's where they started writing the exams.
When the institute was formed, the secretariat was open at the Cocoa House. So we're in the same building with trainees. Most of the staff there supported the institute because of two J.D. Barnes. In fact, the first secretary to the council at that time, called Frank Page, was then working with J.D. Barnes. And then, before the formation of the institute, there was the Association of Accountants. So the Association of Accountants really became a real source for the beginning of the establishment of the institute, because there was already an organized accountancy body. So when the institute was formed by an act, it really supported what they were doing. So in fact, the Association of Accountants in Ghana are behind the formation of the institute, and they work seriously for its establishment from the beginning.
The Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana and the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria received a request from the International Federation of Accountants, IFAC, to see how best we can organize a formation of accountancy bodies in the West Africa sub-region. As a result, we started discussions with these bodies, and within a year, inaugurated formally the Association of Accountancy Bodies in West Africa at a ceremony and a meeting in Lagos, Nigeria.
The professional firms in Ghana are the people who supported the establishment of the institute, and notably my own firm, Coopers and Lybrand. We used to be called Cooper Brothers and Coopers and Lybrand. Now they are PricewaterhouseCoopers. Panaka Foster, Cassin T. Elliott, and then Deloitte and Touche.
Deloitte has actually produced 3 presidents of the Institute of Chartered Accountants. History tells us that our founding father, who is J.D. Barnes, Mr. Barnes, as he is popularly called, was one of the founding fathers of the Institute. So J.D. Barnes actually set up the first registered professional accounting body in British West Africa. He was the only white guy who was part of the founding fathers of the Institute. J.K. Forson, I'm told, and history tells us that he is the longest serving council member of the Institute. J.K. was president of the Institute from 1982 to 1984. And he has been a president and a very long-serving member of the Institute. John Say was an audit partner of our firm, and he was also a president of the Institute from 1994 to 1996. And then also, I also remember Mrs. Cecilia Nyan, the first female partner of a top 4 firm, and she was also the president of the Institute of Chartered Accountants from 2008 to 2010.
As the oldest practicing accounting firm in the country, KPMG has stood shoulder to shoulder over the years, contributing to research papers, position papers to government, and sponsoring members onto the council of the Institute. Personally, my career started at the Institute about 33 years ago when I served as the finance and accounts manager, then with the Institute at its Swan Mill offices in Accra. As a young graduate from the university, I was very privileged to have been mentored by older members of the Institute on whose shoulders we stand today. The likes of Ken Owusu, Nikwe Mensah, Sebastian Gavor, Philip Abochi, Magnus Boy, Raphael Tofor, and so many others which I cannot exhaust at this session. Of course, back then, the auditor to the Institute was KPMG, represented by our former senior partner, Randolph Pebby.
For us as PwC, I would say we were there when ICAG started, and so we have been proud members since inception of the Institute and have over the years contributed significantly to support the Institute in achieving its objectives. So for us, it's a proud moment as we celebrate 60 years of ICAG in Ghana. Over the last couple of years, I think a few things have happened at the ICAG that is worth mentioning. One for me is the establishment of the Quality Monitoring Unit. This unit is going, in my view, rounds to conduct audits of members or practitioners, and that is doing some kind of a great service to the business community in that it's improving the quality of the work that practitioners conduct. It is improving the quality of the service that clients receive, and that is certainly something that is a great achievement that we can say of ICAG. Another thing that I should mention is the Regulators Forum. This Regulators Forum started about 6 years or so ago, and it's a time where ICAG invites all the regulators in the financial market, and they dialogue and they share ideas and they receive various inputs from the other regulators to help practitioners be abreast with development so that they can conduct their work in a way that meets the various regulatory regimes.
The firm has been associated with the Institute since its inception in Ghana. As a regulator, we cannot do without the Institute. So we've been, under the regulation of the Institute since inception. And of late, the Institute, in compliance with the international standards on quality control, which is now international standards on quality management, I've been doing some monitoring work where a team from the Institute came to, review our files to ascertain whether we are complying with auditing standards.
As the first female president of the Institute, I made up my mind that I was going to make sure we trained as many female accountants as we can, so that we can have a voice in whatever goes on in government and in the state of affairs of the country. Because at that time, women didn't seem to have much of a voice in anything. So if we can push this along and give the women their proper place in the country, then it will be good for us. So this is one of the things we set out to do. And I'm happy to say that today we have quite a few qualified accountants, and they are all members of the Association of Women Accountants of Ghana, AWAG.
To join the Institute, you must register as a student. That is, for those who take the local examinations, you have to be registered as a student. To become a student, you must have certain basic educational qualifications, mainly in the classes. In those days, if I recall, it was what we call the GCE, General Certificate of Education. I think there must be some amendments or modifications now having regard to education system in Ghana today. I think most of the entrants must be graduates from the universities or so. That is the first step. If you qualify in certain subjects, then of course you're prepared to take the Institute's own examinations, which, as I said, comprises a number of subjects which are not taught generally in the secondary schools. You have to start them, studying them, bookkeeping and accountancy as the first subject. You have to study commercial law, you have to study financial systems and so on. Initially, you have to do the studies by yourself. There was no institution in Ghana which would train people for that position, on these subjects. So most of the students had to do it by themselves. Later on, a number of evening schools were set up by members of the Institute to help aspiring students to learn and to acquire sufficient knowledge in the subjects of the examinations of the Institute.
The Institute was nurtured by the Institute of Chartered Accountants, England and Wales. So they were helping us in running our earlier examinations from 1963 until 1968, when we matured to start setting our own exams and running it ourselves.
Already, we had relationships with ABWA, Association of Accountancy Bodies of West Africa. I think it was in my time that we even introduced the exams for Liberia, and then Salon, was also coming in, and we practically helped the Liberia Institute to get better established than it was before.
We started in the late 70s through the 80s. I remember we virtually had no study material to carry on with our examinations. We had to make do with just textbooks that we got because there were no study materials. We had to struggle through our exams. We had to take 2 papers a day for 3 consecutive days at the intermediate level and 2 papers a day for 2 consecutive days at the final levels. So you can imagine, for those who are now coming up through their exams, how difficult it was in those days.
So at the time when we qualified in the 80s, the pass rate was on average about 2 a year. And so the growth of the membership was very slow.
Current membership. There are currently 315 fellows, 9,694 members, 1,558 associate members, and 591 ATWA members on roll. Fellows and full members include CAs who passed the Institute's examination and have been admitted into ICAG's membership, and members affiliated to the Professional Accountancy Organization (PAOs) recognized by Council, namely Association of Chartered Certified Accountants (ACCA), Institute of Chartered Accountants England and Wales (ICAEW), Chartered Institute of Management Accountants (CIMA), and Certificate Public Accountants (CPA), and Association of International Accountants (AIA).
I must say that over the past years, UPSA has worked very closely with ICAG to produce competent accountants throughout the country. In fact, both in the public and private sectors, quite a number of professional accountants who have gone through UPSA have qualified with the Institute of Chartered Accountants.
Controller and Accountant General has a long-standing relationship with ICA. ICA has in many ways helped in improving upon our mandate, delivery of our mandate. In this sense, ICA has trained over 5,000 public sector accountants, including that of Controller and Accountant General, on issues of IPSAS implementation and other related matters. In the design of public sector accounting syllabus, Controller also played a key role, coming out with areas that we should focus on when it comes to public sector accounting. Controller and Accountant General also collaborated with ICA in training and also in lifting the image of the institution. Currently, we have recruited 300 accountants who were trained by ICA. So it tells you how effective we have collaborated.
The Institute has become a major accounting body in Africa. In fact, one of the leading, because when any accounting body in West Africa wants to benchmark, they look up to Ghana, the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana. And at IFAC, we were given grant to be able to nurture other accounting bodies in Africa.
Association of Accountancy Bodies of West Africa was formed by ICAG of Nigeria and ICAG of Ghana, that are the founding members, in 1982. So we'll be holding some regular meetings. Then somewhere in 2010, we started this program. And then our neighbors from Liberia and then Sierra Leone asked that you should support them to introduce such courses. So Ghana mentored Liberia and Nigeria mentored Sierra Leone.
The institute began its operations at Swan Mill and later moved to the high streets before its present location. In 2012, the then Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, inaugurated the institute's office complex, the Accountancy House at La Baoleshi, East Legon. The office complex has an ultra-modern e-library and the College of Accountancy for training future accountants for the country and beyond. A new dawn began when on 29th December 2020, the current President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, assented to the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana Act 2020, Act 1058, thus repealing the Chartered Accountants Act 1963, Act 170.
We had the opportunity to move the Institute out of the regulatory mandate provided under the Chartered Accountants Act 1963, Act 170, to Institute of Chartered Accountants Act 2020, Act 1058. Under the old Act, firms were not required to be registered, and therefore regulating firms became a challenge. Again, individual accountants, regulating them without having the power, to regulate their practice directly became a serious challenge. We had a number of people who became chartered accountants in the country and who were not obliged to become members of Institute of Chartered Accountants, and their professional activities became difficult to regulate. And so it was very significant for us to have Institute of Chartered Accountants Act of 2020, Act 1058, promulgated by Parliament, to now give the Institute the regulatory mandate of regulating every professional activity as far as accountancy is concerned. And so the Institute now has expressly stated in the law the power to register all firms that want to practice accountancy and to register all individuals who want to practice accountancy and to regulate their activities.
The Institute, in its 60 years of existence, has achieved a lot. One of them is that if we are seeing the Institute to be a global institution, then we are saying the Institute's affiliation with the International Federation of Accountants has come of age. To be a member of the International Federation of Accountants, you must meet certain obligations, which we term as the Statement of Members Obligation. The educational practices and standards set up by the International Federation are all met by the Institute. Then we also talk about the quality review of the accountancy practice and profession in Ghana with the establishment of a quality assurance monitoring unit here at the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana. With all these and satisfying all these, we maintain our affiliation and membership of the International Federation of Accountants. Another point that we can boldly say has been very successful with the Institute's operation is the establishment of a new act to replace the old law that established the Institute. The new act, Act 1058-2020, has come in mainly to strengthen the regulatory arm of the Institute with the establishment of 3 statutory committees, which are the Accountancy Practice Review Committee, Public Accountancy Supervisory Committee, and the Disciplinary Committee. All these are independent bodies established by the law to ensure that the standards, the practice of accountancy profession in Ghana meeting all expectations, and then bringing to book where members or practitioners fall foul of their expectation. We must also put an emphasis on the fact that the Institute manages its own examination processes, and we can boldly say that within the past few years, the Institute keeps revising its examination syllabus to meet the international standards, and also with the development of complete set of learning materials for all the subjects on the Institute's syllabus. And finally, we are also proud to say that in developing accountants and the profession in the country, the Institute has now established 3 diet examinations in a year, which is helping students and affording them enough and ample time to prepare and write exams, and also to facilitate their progress in the examinations of the Institute. The Institute, over the years, has really established itself and so much endeared with the international bodies that we belong. The first to be a global professional body, Institute of Chartered Accountants must be a member of the International Federation of Accountants. And you would be a member of that federation by meeting all the obligations that are expected of a professional accountancy organization. And ICAG is prominently meeting these obligations every year. The international body, which is ICAG, every year comes in to evaluate and assess the institute's performance if we are maintaining the standards and meeting all the obligations. And that is the world level. When it comes to the African level, we have the Pan-African Federation of Accountants, and the institute then again is also a pace setter there in helping the professional bodies in Africa meeting the standards befitting of professional accountancy organizations. When you come to the sub-region here in West Africa, we have the accountancy bodies of West Africa, and the institute is a member of the council of that body, reshaping and shaping up standards and practices of accountancy profession here in West Africa. These affiliations have really even helped the institute recently to be selected for a funding arrangement to get some funds to strengthen and polish up our activities here at the institute in Ghana. If we are looking at our performance here in Ghana, we would look at what we have been doing with our bilateral relationships that we have established with other accountancy bodies here in West Africa. One of them is the Institute of Chartered Accountants Nigeria, where they come here and learn the way we do our quality assurance monitoring, and then go back and reshape the way they do theirs. We also have a bilateral relationship with Sierra Leone, and in their case, it's the same quality review of the practice, accountancy practice in Sierra Leone. Our team goes there and really does the review of the accountancy practice in Sierra Leone. Ghana, we must put on emphasis on it, that Ghana has been the mentors for the establishment of accountancy body in Liberia. So you go to Liberia today, and all the chartered accountants, or almost all the chartered accountants in Liberia, are members of the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana, because they write the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana, and they are called into membership of the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana. And we are mentoring and helping them establish a local institute in Liberia to help the performance of accountancy practice in Liberia. These are at the international levels. When you come locally here, there are so many things that we do here as an institute, helping reshape the national discourse. You will be interested in the public lectures that are organized by the institute. And the recent one that we had was on the government of Ghana's domestic debt exchange program, highlighting the expectations, accounting treatment, and then whatever one needs to know about that program as far as financial reporting is concerned. There are so many of these public lectures that we run. We do roundtable conferences with other bilateral institutions, and then also the training that we offer to individual members, non-members, and other institutions here in the country. If you really want to look at the accountancy profession, we can also look at our involvement in shaping up financial reporting here in Ghana. A country can only attract investors if the investors are very comfortable of accountability, financial recording, financial reporting, and meeting international standards. And nobody would say Ghana has fallen far of that. We meet that expectation because of the regulatory arm strengthening and building capacity of our members to render their services or discharge their services wherever they find themselves. And Ghana becomes an attractive destination for investors.
We are expecting the Institute to make significant contributions in the budget process, policy decision making, in legislations that are set, especially where finance are part of it. We are looking forward to work with the Parliament. There are committees of the Public Accounts Committee, the Finance Committee, and the Committee on the Subsidiary Legislation. The second focus of priority for ICA Ghana at the moment is the development of international standards. The International Financial Reporting Standards or Public Accounting Standards are standards that the Institute had contributed to, which have been adopted. And what we are seeking to do is to encourage the implementation of these standards. In addition to that, we are expecting to make contributions to new standards that are being developed, like the sustainability accounting standards that is being developed and is yet to come in 2023. We also intend to do a lot of education so that our members will become more literate in the standards we have adopted, which we have to implement.
My knowledge of the history of the ICAG with the National Insurance Commission dates back to the early 1990s when the insurance industry was harmonizing financial reporting format. And those days they used to work with the Institute of Chartered Accountants. The commissioner back then was Mr. Samuel Appiah-Mpofo, and there was a lot of interaction between them. Over the years, there have been many collaborations. The thing is that the Institute of Chartered Accountants validates the figures, and the NIC uses the validated figures to make supervisory decisions. So it's a dependency. I mean, we rely on the Institute to get validated good data to make our analysis as supervisors and make decisions. So there are collaborations along the way. A few years ago, we had to migrate from the International Accounting Standards to the International Financial Reporting Standards, and it was a very warm collaboration between the National Insurance Commission and Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana. We worked so hard together, and eventually this came to be. Recently, we are working on the implementation of the International Financial Reporting Standard 17. IFRS 17 is a new standard, and we are working together once again.
The 2012-2014 season, we went very strongly on branding, because that was when competition from other professional bodies in country was very strong. And so we branded with slogans, with videos, with textbooks, with syllabus revision and all of that to make sure that we're positioning the institute. And it really paid off because we had lots of students coming in. I mean, I was a controller and some of my students would walk up to me and say, if ICA had been this, I would not have joined other professional bodies. And for me, that was a good testimony.
We implemented 3 major policies that I wish to share. The first major one was finalizing the revision of Act 170 to Act 1058. The major reforms that are found in the new Act aimed at strengthening the regulatory function of the Institute. Another important policy I wish to share is the welfare policy. The welfare policy is directed at addressing the welfare needs of members. And the third one is sanitizing the profession during the banking crisis.
In the next decade, or looking into the future, the Institute plans to remain very, very relevant in our society. And we can only meet that by actually actualizing the objects of the Institute. When we look at the Act 1058-2020, the key objects or the mandate of the Institute, one of them is regulating the study of accountancy or promoting the study of accountancy here in Ghana. And promoting that meaning, we need to train more accountants and make more accountants available to support the operations and management of businesses as well as the economy here in Ghana. By so doing, we seek to broaden the membership base of the institute. You would go to a lot of public spaces, a lot of public environments, institutions, then you wouldn't see chartered accountants performing there. Let's not go far. We can look at the MDAs, MMDAs, and then most of them you go and you wouldn't see chartered accountants there. We need to broaden our membership base and then spread them to be at any place where accountants are needed to help shape up financial recording as well as financial reporting here in our country. When you go to a lot of institutions, you will see so many people practicing or operating in the accountancy class. And these people, most of them have nothing whatsoever to do with the Institute of Chartered Accountants. However, when you look at the law says that the institute must regulate the accountancy practice in Ghana. So then you ask yourself, the people who are in the accountancy class and not members of the institute, are they really qualified to be under the law? Or are they really, must they be subjected to the regulations of the institute? Yes, they must be. So what therefore do we do? The institute must find ways and means to rope all these people into the regulatory ambit of the institute so we can help them to deliver, so we can help them to meet the ethical standards of the institute, so we can equip them with the right tools that they need to help them in discharging of their duties. You look at our institute after 60 years. A council of the institute has thought it wise to have an accountancy complex. You look at the role that we have to play. We need a place for our training activities. We need a place for our research activity. Recently, the institute is establishing a West African Accountancy Research Center. And then you ask yourself, where will we have this? The institute has acquired a vast big tract of land at OEB, and plans are afoot in developing that place to become an international or the accountancy center here in Ghana. You look into the future and then you will see you can't do anything without technology in this age and time. The institute is in the process of digitalizing its operations, especially the examination processes. And in no time, we expect that our examination will be digitalized, where students will be using technology in writing our exams. And we think that is the way to go. So looking at it, we're still trying hard to be relevant in our society going forward.
The occasion of the 60th anniversary of the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana, I'd like to extend my personal wishes for greater successes and to all the members who have made some contribution of some sort, one way or the other, to bring the Institute to its present level.
For 60 years, we have chalked 60 years, and we hope more years will come, and I hope the Institute will work harder for better achievement. They've reached somewhere, but they have to grow. They shouldn't rest on the OS. They should continue until they reach the highest level. And I wish them the best of luck.
On the occasion of the inauguration of your 60th anniversary, I wish you all God's blessings, and all that you do must be done in the name of our Lord and Savior.
As we look forward towards celebrating our Jubilee, I wish that each and every one will be in a position to achieve their main objective. And I wish the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana many happy blessings and congratulations.
The Institute message is integrity, and I do hope that we will embrace that word and apply it in all aspects, professionally, socially, and then in our private affairs.
Our founding fathers 60 years ago never envisioned or imagined that when you were hatched as an eaglet 60 years ago, you fly among a community of other international institutes as a fully fledged eagle. Today, you are affiliated to the Association of Accountancy Bodies in West Africa, ABWA, Pan-African Federation of Accountants, PAFA, and International Federation of Accountants, ICAG, and among others. I congratulate you. I say, Aiko, long live CA Ghana, long live Ghana.
As we attain 60 years of the Institute, we thank God for bringing us far to this stage. And I'll first of all thank our members, our fellow members, for your contribution and support. In fact, without you, looking financially, a lot of people, these days, people work without any compensation just to build the Institute. So I congratulate you and thank you all for your support and contribution. And I also thank management and staff for the effort we've made to bring in this institution into this position. But when you count the number of institutions, professional bodies we have in Africa, you cannot be left out.
I would like to wish a very happy anniversary to ICA Ghana on your 60th anniversary. If ICAG were an individual, you'll be preparing for your retirement by now. This is a mark of a full, meritorious life. And I want to commend all the members and the leadership of ICAG over the years for holding organizations, governments, and businesses accountable to their stakeholders. As a chairman of the disciplinary committee, I would like to commend all members for the professionalism and integrity with which you've carried out your duties over the years. From where I sit, I do not see too many complaints, which is good. I would like to encourage us as we go into the years ahead to hold even higher standards, because it is the integrity of the professional accountant that gives credibility to the numbers we produce. So on that score, I wish ICAG a very successful anniversary and celebrations.
On the occasion of the 60th anniversary of the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana, I wish to congratulate the President, the Council, and the entire membership of the Institute. I wish the Institute grow from strength to strength and from glory to glory, to be in a position to contribute effectively to the growth of the economy and our nation and to the welfare of our citizens.
As women in financial sector system, we can use our expertise to also support those in the informal sector, especially the market women. How do they manage their finances? Some of them with little support of knowledge, they will know how to manage their finances in such a way that their businesses will grow. On the occasion of your 60th anniversary, ICA, I wish you well. And I will urge all of us to leverage on ICT and also anything that we can do to improve the financial sector of the system, of our country, institutions, churches, and anywhere that we find ourselves. Happy, happy, happy anniversary.
Congratulations once again, ICAG, and congratulations to all members and the council for what you've been able to achieve over these years. And we look forward to other developments being taken on as they come in the future.
Yeah, on this occasion of the 60th anniversary, I wish the Institute well, and the businesses of its members should grow from strength to strength so that the Institute can also benefit.
On the occasion of the 60th anniversary, of the Institute. It's all joy and happiness, and I'm happy to be part of the Institute, and I'm also proud of the role I played. I pray that success crowns the endeavors of the Institute in all ways. And I also wish that all members should play an active role in observing the 60th anniversary of the Institute.
I want to congratulate all members and wish them success in their various endeavors in the accountancy profession.
It is my privilege to join many others to wish the Institute a happy 60th anniversary. May the good Lord grant all members of the profession the strength to stand firm as we all try to serve Mother Ghana in our chosen profession. Once again, happy 60th anniversary.
On the occasion of ICAG 60th anniversary, I'd like to wish all members a happy anniversary. Encourage everyone, especially the female chartered accountants members, to find time to support the Institute with their time, skills, and resources, as I've done in the past, knowing that CA indeed opens doors. Congratulations to all of us. AWAG, balance.
I wish the Institute's council, staff, and members a good 60 years and another 60 years to continue. I wish them the best, and particularly in this year of activities marking the 60th anniversary, I wish that everything goes on successfully.
On the occasion of the 60th anniversary, on behalf of the partners and staff of Deloitte, I want to wish the Institute well, and I want to wish all of us a good celebration. Long live the Institute of Chartered Accountants.
On the 60th anniversary of the Institute, it is my pleasure to warmly congratulate the Institute for how far it has come and the impact it continues to make on the accounting profession and the society in general. I would wish to continue to play my own small part, currently serving on the ICT subcommittee and others, to see the Institute grow from strength to strength and for it to continue to grow in leaps and bounds and to be able to support the accounting profession in a much more significant way.
On this joyous occasion, as we celebrate the 60th anniversary of the Institute of Chartered Accountants, I'd like to add my voice to express our gratitude to the founding fathers of the Institute for the job that they did and the vision that they had to create an institute that has contributed immensely to individuals and Ghana as a whole. We wish the Institute very well, and we hope that as it strives for the next journey of another 60 years, it will continue to contribute to the socioeconomic development of Ghana, to building up businesses and individuals as a whole. May God bless the Institute of Chartered Accountants. May God bless all accountants in Ghana.
It is particularly reassuring to note the efforts that the ICAG is putting in to improve on the training of accountants, as well as boost the practice and regulation of accountants and auditors with the recent passage of the ICAG Act 2020, Act 1058. And we are very confident that going forward, we will continue to enjoy the support of the ICAG, especially as the SEC migrates from a compliance-based to a risk-based supervision framework. Once again, permit me to say congratulations on your 60th anniversary, and we wish the Institute many years of fruitfulness and impact in the coming years.
We want to wish them well. We want to state that ICA becomes a household name, not only in Africa, not only in Ghana, but the world at large. It becomes a formidable force
in the study of accountancy. And we believe that ICA and Controller and Accountant General will continue to collaborate in the areas of accountancy and training of accountants. Long live ICA, long live Controller and Accountant General, and long live our relationship.
On the occasions of the 60th anniversary, I say good luck to ICA Ghana. I know that ICA Ghana is going places. Once they are a member of the international body, you go to a number of international institutions and you see ICA members there. Recently, I had a meeting with one of our members who is managing the Global Fund International based in Switzerland. And the feedback I'm getting from the board of the Global Fund is that the gentleman is doing wonders. And this is how far ICA has come. Congratulations.
On this special occasion, the Chartered Institute of Taxation Ghana will want to wish you a very happy anniversary. Once again, congratulations on this milestone.
On behalf of Council, Management and staff of the Chartered Institute of Bankers Ghana, we wish the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana a very happy 60th anniversary. As custodians of integrity, independence, and certainly objectivity, we are extremely proud of you. And to achieve 60 years of existence is no mean achievement. So as an institute, we congratulate you and for training accountants and auditors through the length and breadth of this country. If there was ever a time that we needed chartered accountants and certainly chartered bankers, this is the time because we need to reprofessionalize what we do as a country and certainly put ethics and professionalism at the core, heart and center of our society. So congratulations, and we are extremely proud of you.
The theme for the 60th anniversary is very apt and hinges on 3 pillars: sustainability, trust, and partnership. What a way to go. We of the Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana solidly believes in these 3 pillars that you've chosen as a theme to celebrate your Diamond Jubilee. Once again, let me seize this opportunity to say Ayiko to Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana.
On the occasion of their 60th anniversary, I wish on behalf of the Faculty of Accounting and Finance and the university as a whole to congratulate them for the milestone that have been chalked and to wish them a successful anniversary celebration. I pray that the good Lord that has brought you this far will take you to another level and to even do more that you have done in the past 60 years.
There's a lot to be proud about, and I'm happy that the Institute is still doing well. We're still attracting students. We're still working on all the SMOs of IFAC. And of course, it is through the Institute that I had the opportunity also to serve with the nominating committee of IFAC, where I made sure that I presented Ghana as best as I could. So on the occasion of your 60th anniversary or the 60th anniversary of the Institute, I want to say congratulations and keep the good work up.
I have served on council for a few years now, and I am proud of this journey. I began as an ordinary student, and through the examinations of ICA, I've become a business leader and also a member of the governing council. On this anniversary, I congratulate ICA, I congratulate the members, I congratulate even the secretariat for all that they have done and continue to do. I wish all our members and our students a successful celebration.
On this occasion of 60th anniversary, I'd like to congratulate all of us. Thank God for our forebears. They have done their own. We are here now. We have to look forward and be forward-looking and work towards ensuring that the work we do is able to contribute towards sustainability in many areas of our life. Thank you very much, and God bless us all, even as we continue to celebrate our 60th anniversary.
As the CPC chair of the 60th anniversary celebrations, I would like to wish all chartered accountants, members, students of the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana a happy 60th anniversary under the theme Promoting Sustainability, Deepening Trust, and Nurturing Partnerships. Let us sustain our environment now and in the next decade, for the next century, generations to see the fruits of our labor. Happy anniversary to you all.
As we join you on this great occasion, I want to encourage the council, I want to encourage the chief executive, your team members, that you stay the focus. You have achieved a lot, you're on the right path. ACCA will still be here to support you. And we would ensure that the partnership that we have already started forging will go a long way to meet our stated objectives. Once again, I say congratulations to ICAG on the 60th anniversary of your existence in Ghana.
On the occasion of the 60th anniversary of the Institute, we wish all our members well in their areas of operation. We expect everybody to live up to the expectation as we chalk 60 years. We wish everybody well. We are expecting and wishing the Institute a very well-developed accountancy profession here in Ghana. And then also, we expect that our practices will be very impactful in dealing with our businesses and the running of the economy. On that note, long live ICAG, long live Mother Ghana.
On behalf of Council and Management of the Institute of Chartered Accountants, we wish all members, partners, and stakeholders of the Institute a happy 60 years. We thank our forebears for their hard work and diligence that has brought us this far. We also charge our members and all stakeholders to support us as we live our motto, which is integrity. We hope that in the coming years, we will have the opportunity to jointly collaborate to serve the Institute, our Mother Ghana, and to promote the accountancy profession in every area that we find ourselves. May God bless our efforts. May we have a fulfilling 60th anniversary, and may it be impactful to all and sundry. Thank you, and God bless you.
We shall always promote the interest of the